Violet.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Ahdoit. I'm Jeremy. Thanks for stopping by. If you can't tell, it's kind of foggy outside right now. This is what the sky overhead looks like. It's been raining all morning, but now it's just the best way to tell is when you look at the cell tower over there. In this episode, I was gonna talk to you about why this is my little slice of heaven.
Why am I showing you this? Well, it's been about 30 days, and honestly, it's probably the last time I can remember such a beautiful morning. Since then, it has been replaced by just shades of gray, early dusk at 5 p.m. Sun is gone by 5:30. It's pretty depressing. So let's enjoy summer just a little while longer. So here's the snake. The caterpillar, which I learned is American dagger moth caterpillar, which those spikes do and can break off and cause severe irritation. Here's what it looks like as an adult. And a black butterfly. I thought it was cool. Birds are some of my favorite animals. Here's a squirrel doing his best impression of Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. Anyway, as I was saying, birds are some of my favorite animals. Modern science says they are remnants of dinosaurs, which I think is cool. This year was the first year that we put up a bird feeder, and I got some really good shots of cardinals, blue jays, all kinds of birds. Came a calm this year, which I thought was really exciting. This is a woodcock, and the reason I know that is because early spring I found a dead one in the backyard. Here's another one. So they nest in the trees somewhere. They're kind of like woodpeckers. That's what I thought it was at first. But then when we looked it up, it said it was a woodcock. So yeah. Of course, this is a robin. Michigan's state bird. So of course I have to include that. What was really cool about these shots is I was standing maybe, 10 feet away from the woodcock, 6 feet away from the robin, which was awesome. All right, and now comes the story of this little guy from the beginning. I was out back digging the base for this slab and filling up my pool, and I found this guy in the backyard next to the fence. And it was a really hot day. He moved all around the backyard into the shade, and I think that was Mama Bird keeping an eye on him. Here she is again. And then why is she there? Because he's right by the steps, right in the sun. He's right by my faucet though, so I go over there and I do turn it on because I was a little bit worried for him. And then I finally got him to hop on my shoe. I eventually take my shoe off and I lift it up to the neighbor's tree, which is right next to my fence. And he crawled up and went away. I think he was just kind of learning how to fly, or he fell out of the tree. I'm not really sure, but yeah, it was really touch and go because I had to let the dogs out a few times and I was worried that they were going to get him. I had to stand guard because the last time something like this happened didn't turn out so well. So a couple years ago, we found this little guy who fell out of his nest, I believe a little bit early. It was after a storm, I think. It's been a couple of years. Of course, that was Onyx, and he wouldn't really harm a fly. And we had him in our backyard a couple of days. My wife is here trying to get him to eat out of a piping bag. We had some soft cat food, and it did work. As you can see here, this thing did eat the cat food. We did this for a couple of days, but unfortunately, the ending is not very happy because the other dog uh, might have gotten a hold of it and shook it a bit. Bummer. This is a hawk that comes by every now and again, and when he does, everybody in the neighborhood gets upset. They don't like that he's there, so they pester him until he goes away. He probably came around 5 or 6 times um, over the whole summer that I noticed. I like birds of prey too. Those are probably my favorite birds, obviously, but yeah, cool to see falcons and stuff. This guy here is a rather old resident. He's been around a few times. He really likes my shed. I've caught him in the backyard like this a few times while I've been cleaning the house or something, look out the back window and see him out there foraging. Growing up, I didn't see a lot of groundhogs in person. It's kind of why I take a lot of footage of this guy and try and take as a lot of pictures as I can when I see him. Because for me, it's kind of a rarity. It is what I love about um, where I live. It's a mix of being in a suburban area, but still close to nature. Speaking of catching this guy in the backyard, we caught him here in the back by our rose vine or whatever that thing is called. And this guy, this is the cutest chipmunk I've ever seen. A few years back, we had a problem with chipmunks. Not so much anymore. They would take up residence under our porch. Now there is a family of rabbits living under there, so no chipmunks. But look at this guy. He's cute as heck. Here's a couple of our culprits back in the day. Like I said, we used to have to catch them, unfortunately, in this little cage. But we would relocate them in a nice park, not too far away. Hey, and here's this guy again. Like I said, he used to like come around a lot. We get a lot of rabbits as well. Toads and frogs. Oh, this is a great story. Great story. So, a couple years ago, on National Turtle Day, my brother finds this adult turtle uh, in the backyard. And we're like, wow. My wife kind of wanted to keep him, but I said no. He's a wild turtle. We can't keep a wild turtle. So uh, we take him to the lake nearby and we release him. A few weeks later, I'm cutting the lawn and I see movement in front of the lawnmower and I stop. And I find this little guy crawling, uh, making it a beeline for my neighbor's fence. I couldn't believe it. I almost ran him over. I don't think I ran any others over, although I can't be sure. We only found the one. Um, but yeah. And I told my wife, actually, if you want to keep this one, you can, because it's a hatchling. It's not going to know anything but captivity. But she decided not to, and we also released him in the lake nearby. This dove is living dangerously. How dangerously, you ask? Well, a few feet away, there is a predator lurking on the periphery of the yard. And there she is. Luckily, she's an old girl, and the dove got away, I promise. And then we also saw some cranes. Not used to seeing these kinds of birds. I saw a turkey vulture at my parents' house one time, but yeah, that's about it.
What a rascal.
Here's a little pumpkin thief. He might be related to the same squirrel who was doing Mission Impossible in my backyard on the bird feeder.
It's not letting me take a video through the screen.
He did gorge himself, though. He ate a lot of
He
pumpkin.
tore that pumpkin up pretty quick, too.
I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Hopefully you were able to relive a little bit of summer before things really get dreary. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe if you're new around here. Also share on all your social media platforms. Really helps the channel grow. I really appreciate it. I hope to see you guys around. If you enjoyed that video, maybe you'll enjoy one of these videos. Thanks again. I'll see you guys around.